Hi, everybody. How are you doing?
Ooh.
I'm Dr. Gail, and this is Danny for Danny Shay Tarot. Thanks for joining us today. And I see a few people are coming in here right now. Everybody's jumping in.
Everybody's jumping.
Jumping
Hey,
in.
let me ask you a question real quick while people are jumping in.
Okay.
When you get into the shower, do you jump in or do you climb in?
I walk in.
Oh, you're a walk-in. Of course. Of
Why I'm saying
course.
because mine is not a tub shower, it's just a shower.
Yeah.
So I just walk into that shower. But
But
if it's a tub one, I climb in.
you climb in. So the reason I thought this is because when I walk into my shower as well, but I always say I'm going to jump in to the shower,
Yeah.
which I don't know where that came from. And Jolene goes, well, don't jump too hard. And then I heard somebody else say they're going to climb into the shower.
Well, the jump in I think is a combination of I'm going to jump off this couch and get into the shower. I think that's where the jump in comes from.
Okay. But you're a walk-in?
I'll walk in. Now, if it's, as I said, if it's a tub, then I am jumping in. If I'm having to get up I'm climb in. If I'm having to jump off my couch, hurry up and get in the shower, then that is jumping in.
Jumping.
Jumping.
That was just a little sideways.
That's way sideways. Let me say hello to some of these people that are coming in here, listening to this conversation, which is so much.
Woo.
Hey, Bernadette. Hey, Pi 1984. Thanks for joining us today. Hey, Hypnicity. Hey, Debbie's Three Shifting Veils. Hey, Elena. Hey, M. Hey, Diana, oil painter. Diana has already been sending me some pictures for my next book. So thanks for the great. Hey, Charlene. Hey, Emmy J. Hey, Joe Lynn. Thanks for joining us today. I'm not sure if we'll get to questions or what we're going to do. Danny and I kind of go off and talk a lot and ask questions a lot. So I'm going to star them anyways. I go through. Hey, Jen Carr, thanks for being here. Hey, Mangled Unicorn. Hey, Kat. Hey, Gina V. Hey, Patricia. I'm not sure what you got here, Patricia. What are you saying here? Hello, Dr. Gail and Danny.
Talking about showering.
I just got out of my bubble bath, and then afterwards I shower, so mine is just standing up in the shower. So what do you call it, Patricia? Did you jump in your tub, or did you walk in your tub? Climb in your tub? What did you do?
She was swimming in bubbles.
she went swimming. Hey, Northern Lights. Hey, Annie Bear. Hey, Vega. Thanks for being here. Danny Bear, you just finished your show, didn't you? With Terry. Didn't I see you on the show with her a few minutes ago? So you're busy. So hey, everybody, thanks for being here. Patricia's not telling us yet what she does. So she jumps, climbs, whatever she does. So, I think that's yep. Annie Bear just got off her show.
Hip yet.
Hypnicity says I jump in a shower and soak in a tub. Oh, there you go.
All right.
Well, when you say you're going to get into the tub, Hypnicity, you don't say I'm going to soak in a tub, do you? Or maybe you do.
Slip into the tub.
Crawl into the tub. Maybe.
Oh, crawl into it. And then we go back into think about all the galactic beings that, how do they slipping in the water? And for me, I get so many images and hits, and I go into so many different places when I'm in water.
Oh, isn't that the truth?
It's whether it's shower or whatever. It's so.
This is what Patricia says. I gently pull my legs over the tub and then soak first and shower afterwards. That's a writer, isn't it? Hey, Danny. Hey, Kim. Thanks for being here. I hope you're feeling better. Hope you're good, doing good. Mary Lau was saying she's hi from St. Paul. Thanks for being here. Oh, Jen Lynn, aloha. Everyone in the chat.
Aloha.
Hypnicity says I actually say take a bath. So anyway,
Yeah, take it. Where are you taking it?
okay. So Danny, when you get in the shower, you're saying
I'm going to jump in the shower.
you're going to jump in the shower, and no matter what, you're jumping in the shower.
I'm jumping in. Yeah, it's weird, and because I don't jump in.
No, you're going to jump in like you're jumping
Slither in. I slither in.
Slither in. Okay. All right. Well,
And
anyway,
hey, before we go,
we don't
we are
even
streaming this. We are streaming this on both channels. So if someone is on one channel, please go and like and subscribe to Dr. Gail. Same here. Like, subscribe, click thumbs up or whatever you do if you choose to. But that's all I have to say. Okay.
Mangled unicorn. She hops in the shower.
Hop.
Too hop. Yeah. And that again, I think that is jumping, is hopping. Yeah, I probably have used all of them.
And I think that we're all okay with however we get into the shower.
As long as we do.
So why do we go, hey, those aliens, why sometimes do we not like
their smell and they don't like our smell? It's
yeah.
both ways.
So your book is
let me show it. My book, how I learned.
phenomenal.
I published it with all bumps, bruises, and mistakes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Published it.
I am loving the book. I saw that when you were on with Terry and she goes, yeah, I was under the weather. So I just read it all in like 12 hours or something. And so I started reading it. I'm going, I can't do that. I want to savor it. I don't want this book to end. So every night I read a chapter.
You do it
I
like
don't want it to end. It's like a movie. It's so good.
Oh, thank you. And yes, that was my intentions of it when I started writing it. Was I really didn't want to do a book. I wanted it to go straight to a movie or a series. And but this is what I did.
This is what you did. It's great. So a couple of questions that I have, and this probably comes from.
Is this from the book?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Well, it could be. I have a couple of questions. So number one, I want to talk about, if we can, if you choose to, reptilians, because so many people are afraid of reptilians. I think because most of them slither in the shower instead of jump or, and we go, oh no. But since you have dealt with them,
Mm-hmm.
and I probably have, but I can't remember. Since talk more about reptilians.
Well, what is it you want to know? Because when I started into this journey with meeting all the different ETs or aliens, I didn't know what they were. And my friend Meg would describe them. My first one was an Arcturian. My second one was a gray hybrid. I kept meeting these different ones, and then I met a reptilian. And that day when I met the reptilian, she was going, hold on a minute. You need to worry about that. Let's stop and think about this. And I'm going, why? I said, because when I saw his energy, felt his energy, it was all love and embracement and just felt good. I said, why am I hesitating over this reptilian when everyone I have met have always been good? And my dad has been there as the monitor to make sure it's only been good things that I was meeting.
Yes.
And so when she went, okay, then maybe she came around to what I was saying. And I have worked with reptilians, and there are some of the reptilians are just absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
I mean, we think of them as negative, but there are so many on the positive side and so many genuine, loving reptilians. I mean, they look like dinosaurs or, snakes or lizards and all sorts of different things, but you have to feel their energy. And that's what I tell everybody. If they're telling you anything negative to do, then you don't want to deal with them.
Right. As in anything.
Right. But if you feel them, they're good, and you really want them on your side if they're actually good. And I have worked with them, but I will have to say the first time I went to a reptilian spaceship when I was doing my rescue missions and delivering a reptilian to that. That was my most nerve-wracking spaceship to go on, because they were so strict. We had to look forward. We could not look around. We could not speak. We could not talk. We had all these parameters, and we couldn't get out of our seats. We couldn't do anything when we landed in their spaceship. And it took us, I don't know how many times before we were even allowed to land in a spaceship. And the only times we were allowed was because it would have been the reptilian we were transferring over would have had been jeopardized by that transfer from spaceship to spaceship. So we finally got to land inside when we had one that was so sick that would not have survived that.
Right. Why do you feel that they are so strict? And what they allow you to see or do in this ship?
Well, I think humans are just as strict when we're like encountering, because we are war type beings, and they're war type beings, and that's what don't want to look at ourselves as.
Right.
We're more like those reptilians than we are any of the other ones in our actions. And because first thing we think of is fighting, we think of war, and so that's why they're so strict when we're coming in. They won't want any kind of confrontation. They want to make sure there's not fighting. That's the first thing that's on their mind. We're going to have to fight these. That's the first thing on our mind if we see anything.
Yeah. I thought this morning, I thought that exact same thing, the way that you phrased it. They are mirror reflections of us, or we them. So that's why there is such a fear from us now. And I don't have that fear either of reptilians. I'm okay now, but in the beginning, and I'm talking about real reptiles, I did, but I ended up with like 6 snakes. Don't ask me how. I was going, no, I don't like snakes. I was working too hard. My roommate at the time goes, well, I'm lonely. I'm going to get a pet. So he got himself a snake and me a snake. And I go, what?
For me, that would have been an ex-roommate.
It is a long story, but I really got to appreciate that type of being. And it was so different. It was so, even though they're cold-blooded, so warm, and I felt like there was a connection. And then I ended up with little dinosaurs, the iguana craze, because of Jurassic Park. Everybody wanted a little baby dinosaur.
Yeah.
And then when they got 5 feet long,
I want fuzz.
You're what?
I said, I want fur.
Oh,
I don't want anything like that. Well, in fact, the first snake that I met, because I do not like snakes. I am not, it's a big hurdle for me to get the snakes, but my first snake that I met was actually on a journey when my Native American guide was taking me through a journey, and I met a snake, and she was right in front of me, and she was going to take me through, but I wouldn't follow her because it was a snake. Oh my gosh, it's a snake. Well, what she did is she put these big red lips on, like she was wearing these wax lips. But laugh at her. And so she went through that barrier, and then I was laughing at her so much that I could follow her then with those big snake with those big red lips on.
Oh, I love that. I love that. One of the things too about journeying that I love is when we allow ourselves to open up our imaginations, what our power animals and our helping spirits do and what they show us. And that snake is just a perfect example. I mean, I'm constantly being surprised by who shows up. And just to have that image of a snake with big red lips, I'm like, oh my gosh, so funny. So funny.
Well, it let my guard down. I think that was the whole purpose of it.
Yeah.
And she was really sweet. And she took me through, I think it was a cornfield. No, it was a field of thorns that we had to navigate through. and that she led me through how to get through it without getting into the thorn bushes. So I had to trust that snake.
Yeah. Scary.
It was.
Trusting a snake.
Yes, it was.
No, but and that goes back to the trusting the reptilians.
Right.
I
still have trouble with Dracos now. Now, my very first being that came after me to attack me, to stop me, was a Draco. I didn't even know what a Draco was.
I don't know what a Draco is.
Well, it's basically, to me, I see it as like a black dragon with wings, and they're a reptilian type. And we tend to think of them as negative. I know there's some positive Dracos, but I just haven't been exposed to that part. And so whenever that one came after me, I didn't know what it was. Somebody told me later. Again, it's always me finding out afterwards what I have encountered. And it came, I had two people sitting on the side, and it came to the house, and it took the whole door frame of the house, because I was pushing against it, telling them, do not answer this door. Do not open this door. And I was pushing against it, not letting it go. So it took the whole door frame and pushed me all the way around, pushed me up to going to the wall. And I looked at those two people beside me, and I went, the part that just, I don't know, stunned me was how calm I was about it. I looked at them and I went, I guess I have to take care of this. I guess I've got to do something about it. Like like an everyday thing. And so anyway, for the very next day, I knew it was going to come back, and I was worried about it all day long. How am I going to handle this? What am I going to do? How am I going to handle this Draco? It's going to come back, and it's going to get all three of us. So how am I going to do it? How am I going to protect these two? How am I going to get rid of it? Well, the next day I had worried about it all day long. And then somebody gave me this long, thing to do. Anyway, I always finding the shortcut. So I called on to my guides, and I was going, and as Matt Kai, and my angel Gloria, I called on them and said, what can you do about this Draco, or this reptilian Draco, whatever this thing is? And okay, so that night when I went to bed, knowing it was going to come back, sure enough, what happened is they all showed up. It came to the door. But what happened was, up on the corner was Jesus and my angel. They brought these other angels with them. Jesus turned that Draco into this big red rose and took it off. Boom, gone. And I went, wow, that was powerful. I'd never seen anything like it, but I was just going, yay. I didn't know I could do that. I didn't know I could call on these people to help me like that. Because as I said, I was supposed to do all these detailed things I was supposed to do. And that's how easy it was for me to get rid of it. And I will never forget that image when it turned into a big red rose and it took it off. So we did not, Jesus did not destroy it. It just turned it into a red rose and took it off, to eventually where I actually learned how to do that myself. So, hey, Nancy Jean, thanks for being here. And Son of What, thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Yeah. So, one of the things that you say that you didn't gloss over it, but I want to highlight it, because so often we have nightmares of things that are going on, and we forget to call in our protection and our white light and our angels and our guides and things. Whenever I go on a journey, I'm always bringing in my power animals, my helping spirits. And there was this one guy who was doing some trance work with me, TRANCE, and he took me on a journey, and it was so weird because we didn't bring any protection in. Well, he didn't. He was leading it, but I did. I go, hey, you're forgetting something. And then the weird thing was, in the journey, he left me there. And he goes, okay, we're back. And I'm going,
oh, wow.
And I'm like, no. So I had to walk back the path again. And so I think that that's really, really, really important when we're doing this interplanetary, galactic, interdimensional work, that we bring in our spirit team and our helping guides and our protection, and make sure that we come back, because we decided to come here to Earth for a reason, not to come here and then just say, I'm going to live in space while your body is still here on Earth.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, I think when that Draco came, I didn't know what it was, and I didn't even know I was vulnerable to being attacked, which is true with a lot of people when you start brand new at things. I had no idea that there was negative entities out there, and I think there's a lot of people who, who go into this kind of work and who deal with these people in other dimensions who don't realize that there are some negative things that can show up, especially the brighter your light shines out there, the higher vibrational level you go to, then you're can be vulnerable to something trying to attack.
Right. And there is, I'm always looking more at the positive. So I necessarily don't allow the dark energies to come in, and maybe to an extreme where I'm not allowing maybe some good energies to come in that I might perceive as dark. I go, I'll get to you later. But, when I become more aware or stronger or whatever, but I just don't want any of that around.
Right. Well, sometimes, that's what I have done is I've been help a lot of people get rid of these negatives. So I do try to pull them out of somebody, because they will hide from me because they know what's coming. And so I do deal with it quite a bit. But I want to know who this Galactic Gail is.
Galactic Gail?
Yes, there's a Galactic Gail here. Yes.
Galactic Gail.
Yes. So, Galactic Gail, do you have a YouTube channel yourself? Because with that name, you should.
You should.
Yes.
Galactic Gail.
Yeah. I wish I had thought about that name.
Well, too late.
Yes, it is.
I mean, come on. When we get things popping in our head, we got to act on them. We got to move on them, or Galactic Gail's going to steal them. And it's not a steal. It's just, it's funny. With your book, when you were writing your book, did your guide say, well, if you don't do it, we'll get somebody else to do it?
Never.
They didn't say that? They said, you're doing it.
I agreed to it. Like right in the beginning, they asked me, it's not like they said, you're doing this. They just said, will you help us? Will you do this?
Okay.
And they kind of asked me right in the beginning. It's actually an insectoid. It was a mantis being who said, asked me about helping them get these, or no, they wanted me to be a communication between how it started. They wanted me to be a communication between the Galactics and the people who worked here on Earth in these type of Area 51 places.
Yeah.
And that's how they presented it to me. And I went, okay, yeah, I'll do that. That sounds like fun. I guess you're going to train me. And in my mind, they were going to train me for at least 2 years. And I don't know where I got that, but it was going to take 2 years of training. But the next thing I knew, when I said yes, boom, I was already into one of the facilities helping another mantis being escape immediately. So, so they did ask me, and I agreed to it. And I haven't ever said no, because whenever there's usually a reason for it, if somebody needs some help, I'm going to help them.
Yeah. So I've heard of other authors who, their guides say, we want you to write a book.
No.
And if you don't, then we'll have somebody else do it.
They never said that to me. They never said that. They they originally wanted me to do a blog. I'm a terrible writer, and I'm going, I tried the blog. I was terrible at it. I was awful at it. So I said, okay, I'll do a YouTube channel. I'll do that. I can talk about these things, but I can't really write about it. But then they were insistent about the book. In fact, they're insistent about me doing at least 4 books. And so finally, I put the book out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad you did. It's really, really good. So Galactic Gail says she is GM Dave's wife. GM Dave.
GM Dave.
Galactic Meta.
What does that stand for, Gail? GM.
Jim Dave's wife.
I hope this is my last name. McLeod. Gail McLeod. That would be funny, wouldn't it?
Your brother. You guys are related galactically.
Yes. But yeah, they have never ever said they will get somebody else with me. They've never said that, but I think I guess they could manipulate me in a different way, but I don't feel like I'm ever manipulated. I just feel like I finally agree to it. I think they pester me. Like there's somebody like poking at you going, you're going to do this. You're going to do this. You're going to do this. This is what you're supposed to do. That's kind of how I feel more like than that, being forced or whatever, just aggravated into it.
Yeah. And it's, I understand that too. And sometimes I feel like I go, are they poking the bear? Am I going to get up? And I go, no, you're just the Pillsbury Doughboy. They can just keep poking you. Yeah.
But they keep poking you until you do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, we got the Archangel channel here. Yay.
Oh, wow.
She's got some good stuff on her video.
So what's her, well, I guess I can kind of guess what her videos are about.
The Archangel channel. Yes. Well, she does some politics and she does some pendulum stuff. Yeah. Good.
Oh, Galactic Gail, that's your husband's YouTube name. It is listen to him, but Dave is doing chores. So I missed it. It was GM Dave's channel. Was that the name of his channel? And what does he do?
He's doing chores.
Oh, what is this, Patricia? What are you saying? I had a little gray appear at my bed while reading Dr. Gail's book, asked me if I wanted to go on a mission. I thanked them, said I am currently on Athena coordinating surgeries. Ask me later. So there you go. Yeah, you have a big job, big job.
Hey, so you get to go on tours. You went on a tour in one of the spaceships, and they were like, oh, so Gail.
That was from the very beginning. Like, okay, this is how quick this was for me. I started meeting them in July of 2020. I started going on missions in November 1st of 2020. So I was struggling with my vibration and energy match with them. So I was struggling all this time with that.
Yeah.
So you can go ahead and ask me that, but I just wanted to put that in perspective, how quickly this was and how fast I was having to raise my vibration on the ascension to be able to work with them.
Right. So the question that came to mind was, will you give me a tour of your spaceship?
That's the Ashtar Medical One. Sure.
I want a tour.
Sure.
Are you going to wrap me in a bubble?
I don't think you would need to be wrapped in a bubble, but I was so new to it. I needed to be wrapped in a bubble, and they were protecting me from all the other aliens and ETs that were on it, and being exposed to all that. They were just really worried about me.
So I thought that was fascinating because each galactic being, each alien has different vibrations that we have to get accustomed to, or
get accustomed to us too. It's
okay,
both ways. Yeah, and
I can understand that because we are.
Yeah. Well, that was the one when I went on there. The whole time I was worried. I was so scared to ended up in Spaceship or jail or alien jail the whole time because I thought I'm going to twitch my nose the wrong way, I'm going to scratch my eye, I'm going to do something wrong, and I'm going to end up in jail. But
That was so funny. When I read that, I'm going, you offended me. What? I just scratched my face. You know? And it's so true because we get so hurt over the littlest things in our human 3D lives. And it's like, you just nodded your head at me. Whoa. You know? Yeah. I love that part. It just made me laugh.
Well, and also the horror of my dog popping into my bubble. That was a horrifying moment because she had just started astral traveling with me a few weeks earlier. And then here I'm up on the spaceship for the first time and she pops into my bubble and I'm going, holy crap, nobody's going to miss this 95-pound white German Shepherd who's in my bubble. And she was there just for seconds and left. But I just thought, oh, I'm definitely going to jail. I'm done.
Yeah. Bring it. And then you ask, does anybody else have pets? Everybody shuts up. And then this
I didn't know what to say. I was just like,
and then this one person goes, yeah.
Yeah. Well, they took me to her because I asked that question. Nobody said anything about me having the dog. Everybody acted like nothing had happened. And I'm sitting here horrified. And I'm trying to think of chit chatty. Does anybody have pets on the spaceship? Or, whatever. What can I do? What can I say about this? And then they took me to her when they took me to the helm. And that's why they showed me her. They didn't say anything about it. They just led me to her and showed it to me. Yeah.
So one of the things too that you were saying was when you're flying the spaceship, that it's all the controls are all in your mind.
Yeah.
The mind controls. And so you had you go, ooh, cheeseburger, and off you go down into Mel's Drive-In or something. But when you're communicating telepathically with another alien, what happens in those squirrel moments where thoughts just pop in? Is that?
Well, it's different for each one. Some of them find it extremely entertaining, and others, I'm sure they find it kind of irritating, especially the ones that don't really have a sense of humor or very, like straightforward. It's going to be different for each one. Encounter. Yeah. And some of them are going to go, I am not dealing with a human, kind of deal.
Yeah. Too squirrely. Yeah.
Yes. And then they want to deal with the human. They want the laugh. I mean, because to them, we're funny with our minds jumping all over. How can they be thinking this and think of a hamburger in a moment?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I know. Try living in my head for a while. Jeez.
Yeah. Well, for so long, I kept asking them, why me? They kept just saying, you look so human. And I remember telling you about that in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
You asked me, why did they pick you? And I go, because they tell me you look human. I don't know why. That's all they would say to me.
But there's lots of humans.
That's all I got. That's all they would tell me.
Okay. I thought it was because they liked your accent.
Maybe there's that too.
Yeah.
I don't know. All I know is it's because I looked human. And I said yes.
And you said, well, that's the big thing.
Yeah, that is the big thing.
And you said yes. Yeah. Very cool. All right. Do you want to say anything else about your book? I love it. I think it is awesome.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Anybody, if you like kind of action and adventure and a little bit of humor.
Yeah. It's such a good read. And it's one of the things too, because I read it right before I go to sleep, that that's a good time to read it because your mind is just out there and it's like, open up. Yeah, really good. Really good. Hey, can we talk about what you sense about 3-eye Atlas?
Is it 3-eye? Because I was saying call it at 31 the other day.
Well, you can call it whatever you want because
I,
you're
yeah,
Dr. Gail.
I call it the wrong thing. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. So you go ahead. What do you want to, what, because
Well,
I did a show on this and I've been continually asked about it and I keep going,
yeah, me too.
it's nothing. It's nothing. It's nothing to worry about. It's a
So
space.
the very,
Agent.
yeah, the very first thing that I got, I pulled my contact cards and the Galactic Heritage deck out, and I said, "So what is this? Where is it a comment and blah blah?" And this was a couple of weeks ago when we knew less about it than we do today, and and I'm thinking we don't know hardly anything about this, and people are going, it's this and that, blah blah blah. Anyway, we're going to be surprised. But the message that I got that was really, really interesting was this is coming from source energy. This is coming from creator energy. I got 3 out of 5 cards. I got 3 of the cards were coming from source energy. And I'm like, this is going to be big.
Yeah, I would believe it's from source energy, but I just didn't feel like it was even coming here. I didn't feel like it was just going to go, yeah, that's Earth. Oh, goodbye.
Goodbye.
That's it. That's all I got out of it. But I could be so wrong with it. And also I got that my whole problem with the thing is I got that as a spaceship. And so I'm assuming you got it as a spaceship also.
Yes.
But the thing have had issues with is the fact we can see it. We have so many spaceships out there that we can't see. And I know they're all like in 5th and 6th and 7th dimension. But I got that this spaceship, the reason we could see it is because it's in 4th dimension. Now, you might want to read on that to see if that's what you're getting or if that's a correct reading. That's what I got. But I was really struggling with the fact that why are we seeing this when we have so many other ones out there we can't see?
Yeah. So last night I was watching because I keep getting people going, would you read on this, do a deep dive on this? And we're going to touch the surface here, I think. But so I was watching some physicist and he goes, so this spaceship, they call it a comet, it has this glow that doesn't make sense as a comet's glow. So it feels, and then they started talking about the power inside of it, the power source, which I'm like, how do you know? And here's the thing that really went, my brain just went like this with it. There are now 9 little separation coming from it, and they just showed up. So if the center comet, the 3i, had, and I'm going to make this number up because I can't remember the actual, if that had a 10 megatron power system, the little pieces that just appeared outside of it and are traveling with it, they have a power source of 20 or 30. Their power source is bigger than the big spaceship.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, this is, nothing surprises me in space, so I'm okay. And I thought, I'm thinking, I'm going, oh, please, please, please come to Earth and give us the technology for power, for a power supply. That would.
Danny, what makes you, we've already got that technology.
What's that?
We already have that technology.
Can we use it?
Well, you've got to convince the people above us to use it.
Well, will this spaceship, this energy from source that's bringing us a message, will that message get to the higher so that we can actually use this technology?
Those are not the issues.
What are the issues?
Well, what's always the issues with us not getting the technology that we need? Money.
Money.
Right. So if we all have free energy, who's losing the money?
Well, I'm gonna charge for it. I'm gonna hook it up.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I get it. But
We
it
will get there.
feels like our whole financial structure is about to get reshifted.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and
And when that happens, those are when those things will occur. Because
right.
then they're not going to be making money off of the energy that we pay for.
Well, we're not going to be able to make money off of a lot of things
Right.
because, well, there probably won't be that type of money that we know of right now. It's not going to be. It's not going to be. I'll give you this. Well, it could be. I'll give you this for that, but it's going to be more energy transfer. I feel. Is that right? What do you get?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm trying to guess or try to figure those things out because there's so many parts that play in it and things have to fall in line and fall in place. And it's just like predicting when we're going to have this big reveal of the aliens.
Yeah.
There's too many parts, too many things that are happening to have that that occur.
Yeah.
Or figure it out, even though originally they told me in 2024 and now I'm hearing 2026 and 2027, and it's always maybe if these things work out. So it's hard to predict that. Even if we predict it, there's so many working pieces to it that
Yeah.
would change whatever we predict right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. And I keep hearing, just for me to find a way to be okay with whatever is going on,
Yeah.
and find that power source in here, and
Right.
maybe that's
You're so much more in touch with those things than I am. I'm so far removed from my energy being there.
yeah.
And that even the energy of this 3-eye spaceship, star, whatever you want to call it,
Mm-hmm.
I looked at it and saw that it was nothing and kind of dismissed it, except that it keeps coming up over and over and over and over again. I got that it was a spaceship, and I got that it's fourth dimension, and that's why we can see it. Because as I said, that was my issue. Why can we see this one versus we can't see all the other ones?
Right.
And that would be a good thing for you if you could read on that to see what beings are in there. I know you're saying it's from source, but we consider all of us from source.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. And when you said that, I went, what, can I do that? Can I get the bean? So yeah, maybe.
Yes, you can.
Thank you.
I'm being told you can,
Okay.
that you're going to get it immediately.
Immediately.
Yeah, they're
If
saying
not sooner. No.
that's what they keep hearing. Danny, go get it. Danny's going to get it. Because I told you what I got, but other people are getting different things.
So, and because I've always, this is interesting, because I'm doing a reading right after this where this woman says, I want to know what galactic being I'm from, what I am. And I'm like, no, you need to go talk to Gail because that's not what I do. And now you're saying, oh yeah, you're going to get that. So
yeah, you're going to get that. Well, that's a different connection because it's going to be stronger from inside that spaceship versus trying to figure out an individual, because an individual can show up. Let's say to give an example, they're a Palladian. They're originally from Palladian, but they've gone and had lifetimes and as a Lyran, as a reptilian, they've had all these different lifetimes. And what they show up today, that personality part will be what you might pick up. And another person can read them and pick up a different personality part. And so you have to really start digging deep into that, trying to figure it out and kind of let go with, well, you might not get it exactly, but you're going to get what their strongest one is or what their strongest personality is.
For this lifetime.
for this lifetime.
Yeah,
What they brought forward, what they have brought forward.
right, right, and what they're offering and what they're learning here at the same time. So
Right.
yeah,
Right.
I totally get that. Yeah, and that is what I do when I do those types of readings. So yeah, all right, cool.
So we're going to put you on the spot, or you want to do it after the show?
Oh, I'm going to do it after the show.
Okay. Smart choice. Everybody put it. We're going, Danny said this. That's what I get all the time. And I'm going, oh, no.
Yeah. And somebody said something the other day. It's Terry Suzuki. And she was doing a show, and she said, when I do mediumship on this show, it's like speed dating. And I love that image where it's just like you're just getting a snapshot next.
Right.
So it's not really any kind of, getting quiet and deep dive with it. So
Right, you're getting a snapshot, and sometimes somebody will ask a really complicated question, and you're sitting there going, you really want to give them the information, but you can't spend the whole hour of the show on this one question on this person. So
correct.
you either get the surface, telling the basic, and you have to move on. So it gets challenging.
Yeah. Cool. All right, we want to ask some questions from the.
Well, let's see. I've starred 18, and I've missed a lot. So let's
From
see.
the Galactic Gallery. It's not the Peanut Gallery. It's the Galactic Gallery.
There you go. I'm going to look for some interesting questions here for you, Danny.
Hey, Sherry. She's Voices from the Swamp. Galactic beings in the swamp. Ooh.
You know anything about this? I have no idea what this is. I'm hearing bad things about our planet lately. Are you at all worried about what's coming our way soon, according to Pope Leo? I keep saying, Linda, for me over and over again, that this planet's a lot stronger than we are. It's so resilient, and it has the ability to kick us all off whenever it wants to, shake us off like fleas. But we do have to take care of it. But Danny, you read on that one.
Yeah, I keep thinking that when I hear questions like this, it's just a shift, it's just a change, and we're so comfortable with the way things are or were that we don't want to let them go. And so it's just a shift. It's just a I don't know what Pope Leo said, but when you look at our planet, you look at all the destruction and bad things that we're doing. We're not taking care of it at all. So, I see a reset with that. Kind of along with the financial institution, it's just going to be a shift, and I feel that there are people that are going to want to go along for the ride, and then there's other people that are going, you know what? I've done my job. I've done enough, and it's time to start all over again. And then they'll be reborn, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't put as much on that either, because if it's my time to go, it's my time to go. I'm going, oh, new life, new body, new planet, new whatever. What am I going to experience next time? What am I going to do next time? So I have a way different attitude than a lot of people on that.
Do you think, so this is something that's way out there, because I believe, and I don't understand it too much, but that Mother Earth is a living being.
Right.
The planet is living, just like the rocks, but it's so big, I kind of have a hard time wrapping my head around it. Do planets get reincarnated?
Well, that's a great
question. Yes, but
yeah, I do too. I think that's a great question. Do planets get reincarnated? And I'm getting yes, but I'm going to put there's like a caveat to this, because we have the ability now. We have been able to go in the future. If you've seen the shows on Gaia, where they have gone, I don't know how many thousands of years ahead, and they saw us eventually. Earth was destroyed, but this is like 30,000, 50,000 years ahead, and that there were 5 Earths in the place of it, and they were all in like bubbles stationed up there, and they all looked like they were smaller than Earth, but they were all different size Earth, and everything, all the other planets and the moon and the sun were all still there, but the real Earth was not. So you can say it reinvented itself to 5 different planets, 5 different Earths.
Interesting. And then everybody can have their own little group to live on.
You know, I don't like this Earth. I'm going over there.
I'm going over there. Whenever I do a journey into the future, and I don't do it short term, but long term, like, you know, thousands of years out, I get an Earth that is so lush and green and beautiful. And now I'm wondering, I wonder if I'm journeying to Earth 3 or Earth 2. Right. Now I'm going to have to look at that from a different perspective. Interesting. All right.
Ready for another question?
Yeah. I hope we answered that, Linda.
I'm not sure if we did or not. Okay. Can our domesticated animals be actual aliens?
Let me show you my dog. Alien.
Really?
Well, okay. Let me rephrase that. Let me show you my wife's dog.
That was that's the only second time I heard you said my dog.
It's grown on me.
My wife's dog.
It's kind of like going out and seeing aliens. You know, oh, I'm not looking at that. I'm not going to do that. And then after a while, it's like, okay, yeah, the alien's there. Okay, yeah, it's my friend. Yeah, okay. But yeah, so the story with that is, I went out on a camping trip to be quiet, and my wife goes, when you get back, I may have a dog. And I said, as long as it's not a Chihuahua.
Oh, no, you have?
And what she got is a Russian rat terrier. However,
it's not.
It looks like a Chihuahua. It acts like a Chihuahua. It barks like a Chihuahua. But it's a Russian rat terrier that doesn't eat rats, because I got rats in my engine in my van, and it's not eating the rats.
Yeah. It's
an alien with an attitude.
So then again, can our domesticated animals be actual aliens? I think they probably can. I think they can be another lifetime.
Yeah.
We were spending years. It's like my dog Moon, who passed and turned into be a shapeshifter, and she goes from a dog to a white Wookiee or Yeti is what I put in the book, because I can't use Wookiee. And
why can't you use Wookiee?
Well, just for infringement on Star Trek.
Oh.
Yeah. And then also she turns into a human. So why wouldn't they be here in this kind of form?
Yeah. Yeah, I say yes.
Yeah. This is what Arlene she's expanding on her question. There are a number of channels broadcasting Pope Leo speakings, some of which I have listened to. My question is, are they real, or as some have suggested, AI generated? Oh, now that's a good question. I get AI generated.
Yeah. I did too.
Yep, AI.
But I think that's
I'm surprised.
That's a 3D question.
Yeah. I'm surprised that's what I got immediately. AI.
I did too.
Yeah, that does surprise me.
I'm going to pull some, because it's, and I haven't heard any of the messages. Now I'm going to have to go listen to them to see. But there's to me, I feel like there are so many things that we see and hear on the tube, and I don't know, do people listen to radio anymore unless they're in their car? But so much of that, the sound bites are AI generated. A lot of them anyway. Not
Right.
so much, but a lot.
And now you're being able to pick up on which ones are they. If they sound too good, then it's AI generated. Yeah. No human sound that good.
Yeah. But I was just thinking of this AI stuff today with the AI art, because it's getting so good, and AI is going to be really good for certain things and really destructive for other things. And so we're in the growing pains of this.
And the discernment of it.
Yeah. AI. Pope Leo. Wow. So the 3 cards I got with this are the 5 of Swords, which is abuse of power. And in this deck, the guy's, it's like, ow, it's hurting my head, which is kind of interesting. I have the heartbreak, the betrayal. So I'm getting a big, strong yes. And then I have the Ace of Swords, which is the truth. However, it's coming from the pineal gland here, that truth, and it's making this guy's head hurt. So I say, yeah, it is. You got to be careful with.
Yeah.
And we know what the truth is in our own hearts. When it comes to how to take care of the planet and how to respect people, and we know what the truth is. We don't need the Pope to tell us that stuff. So if it sounds too weird and it doesn't resonate within your heart, then
Right.
yeah.
All right. Well, Danny, when's your next show? I think that's where we're ending the show today. We're getting up here to an hour.
Ending. Oh, what is my next show? And this week is so busy because I wanted to do a political show, and I go, I don't know when I'm going to do it, because I don't know. I have to look at my calendar.
Yeah, I have a busy week too, which is unusual for me to do so many shows at one time, because tomorrow I'll be interviewing Nancy Jean on her channel. Or on
Good.
I'll be doing that.
She's going to interview you.
She already has interviewed me. I'm interviewing her.
Oh. On her channel.
Well, it'll be both channels. So if you have any questions, Danny, that you want me to ask her,
yeah, I'll come up with some good ones.
You will. And then I also will be Wednesday. I have Val coming on with me, and then Thursday night I'm on with Terry. We're doing an elemental show. So I'm busy for me next week.
Yeah. What's going on? Why are we all so busy? Is it the eclipse? Is it the what's going on galactically, Gail?
I don't know. We're just all getting busy. We got a lot of information to share.
There's a lot of information coming out. A lot. So, yeah.
Any last words?
Thank you.
Thank you too, Danny, for being on.
Oh, no, Gail. Whose show are you on? You're on. It was supposed to be my channel, but I don't have StreamYard paid for to sync it up. So, thank you for coming on my show, and thank you for setting it up. and thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thank you.
Yes, thanks. All right, everybody. We will see y'all later. Thanks, moderators, for making this a safe place.
Yes.
And we will see y'all later.
All right, everybody. Bye. Peace and love.